Welcome in. Please share the live. So we can get started. Good morning. How was your weekend? Boxes are open. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Big Old Cup of Joe show for military and first responders and supporters of those heroes. Sponsored by the Paladin Network and All American Heroes. Come on in, share the live. Amen, Tim. Good job, man. Hope your week is full of happiness. That's correct. My honor. Thank you, sir, for your support. Unless you also served, in that case, thank you for your service as well. Sharing the live. We're sharing the live. We're tapping my big old honking nose. Get them likes up so I can get on some For You pages, huh? Not for my clout. It's not for my clout. It's to get a message out there that we're here. We are here. We are military and first responders and supporters of those heroes. This is the Big O Cup of Joe. It's a bit of a live show more than a podcast, but we're going to talk about some military type topics or first responder type topics. I need a topic for today. This isn't Free for All Friday. What's the topic going to be? Any suggestions? You too are a rawhide sailor. Check it. My first command. What was your rate? June, we've seen you in here before. Hi, buddy. He's no stranger to the network. Movets Outdoors. Take a look on Facebook. Will do. I'll screenshot that so I don't forget. There we go. And the links are in my bio. You have to do the same. You have to check us out. Go to our website. Yep. YN Det 1. What year? I was there 92, 93. I did a split tour, so I was there for like 2.5 years, and then I went to the S3 Viking, converted Viking actually. It's the Shadow Tron Recon. Then I went into helicopters, Sikorsky type. I moved around a lot to experience different platforms. Hey, I found out my dad was Air Force intelligence yesterday. Hey, all right. You didn't know that before? It's crazy. Okay. Airlant during your time at VRC 40. Right on, right on. Well, we definitely were in Norfolk at the same time, weren't we? Chewed some of the same dirt, if you will. Good morning. Welcome in. Share the live, guys. Good to see you too, June. All right, boxes are open if you want to come up and chat. We're trying to think of a topic. What am I doing? I am doing a show called The Big O Cup of Joe, and it is sponsored by the Paladin Network and All American Heroes. And this is a show for military and first responder types or supporters of those heroes. And it's on our network, the Paladin Network. If you want, links are in my bio. Go check us out. It's also for supporters of these heroes as well. So can't stay. I have an appointment in an hour, but I wanted to say good morning. Well, good morning. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. As soon as our crew wakes up, we'll get them in the boxes and we'll have a conversation. I'm not sure what about yet. Probably something military or first responder related. But I'm gonna get some more coffee. Good morning, Sil. You want to come up in the box for a tick? I know you're probably working and can't stay. You're not working. Look at you.
I actually am. I'm at the computer. I just got off of a conference call too, which I was planking to.
Aha. Gotcha.
But I figured I'd come on, say hi. I got some computer work to do, and then I have to hit the field. Thank you for your duet, my friend. Look at you go.
I almost got the jump up on my. I can't get the heart right how he does it. There, something like that. Yeah,
I can't get my thumbs to
he
do
does
it.
the dance or something.
I'm like,
I
I'm
should
just gonna
just.
stick to that. I'm
Yeah, I should do that.
just gonna keep flipping the heart,
I'm
getting
not
our
ready for all the kicks and flips and stuff that he does. I'm not even used to the just falling flat on my face and start doing push-ups either. Hey, Tim is here. Good morning, Tim. We have Tim Chambers,
Tim. Good morning, my friend.
the saluting Marine. Bam. I owe you a phone call, my friend. I am so sorry. I had a long weekend. I had a cousin's weekend. We do that about once a year. you could fill in for me. Yeah, definitely owe you a phone call. We got to get you on the website and start selling that book you got.
Hmm.
Um, Actually, if you've got time this evening, we'll do a conference call. See if we're right for you and if you're right for us, etc. Any kind of I don't know if you want to do a show or a podcast or just throw your book on there, maybe do an interview. I am on East Coast time, same as Sil. It is 10:06 here. Podcast, perfect. Absolutely. I
Great.
do have your I do have your email now, so let's plan. What's a good time for you this evening for a conference call? So you're probably going to be in the field or something, huh?
What time?
6:30 Eastern Standard Time.
I can do that if you need
You can
me.
do that.
Hmm.
I'll shoot you an invite as well. Then we'll plan on 6:30. And I apologize for the untimely response there, but we'll definitely get you in, my friend.
Oh, he said after 7:45.
Oh, look, slut. Anytime after 7:45. Okay, so we'll plan on 8.
Okay.
Over 35 basketball game. Look at you staying active. Right on. Got to be able to fit in that uniform, right? Or before 6:30. Okay. I'm good for 8. Is that too late for you, Sil?
It's okay. I'm not my sharpest at night, but we can make it happen. Absolutely.
Not mandatory. I mean, but if you just want to come in and throw 2 cents around and we'll see what we got. Absolutely. And Ote Panky. I'm gonna get my coffee. I'll be right back.
Well, how's everyone doing? How was everyone's weekend? Did everyone have a sunny weekend? Nobody? Anybody? How was
So I don't drink that much. I did splurge. I got some beers and my cousins, we were doing shots. Start each day with a grateful heart. Yes. Hard to read backwards.
I know, right? Being on TikTok has sharpened my skills on reading backwards.
If nothing else, that's it, right? I
Cheers.
need a topic. What's a good topic for today's episode? Mm, um,
Well, it looks like it depends on what you're looking to discuss, my friend.
I know.
I know
Um,
lately we've been talking about, there's been some questions as to, the hashtag positivity matching our vibe and energy and what that means to people. So we've really started to really tap into that. What does matching someone's energy mean? What does that look like? And how does it impact your life and those around you?
and it's not necessarily physical. It's emotional, isn't it?
Emotional and psychological.
Mental.
Most,
Sure.
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Matching the energy.
That's right.
If you want to see our videos, all you got to do is in the search, just put hashtag Paladin Network, and everything that we've tagged will come up. If you want to get to know us a little better, we came up with this network. It's a collaboration of shows and podcasts and different attitudes and different personalities, and it's getting better every day.
Mhm.
It's different from all the other lives that you may see on here. It's not negative or bashing people or pick one side and screw the other. Nah, we're left, right, and we try to bring that to the center. And it's a positive thing, you know. So it's military first responders. We're trying to stay positive, trying to motivate one another. And we got a lot of good things coming up. Not quite there yet, but it takes time, right? We got to build.
Right.
Hollywood Nerds, hello.
Got to build a strong foundation before you can build a house, right?
That's it. That's it. And then you got to have a good structure.
That's right.
So our network doesn't even have siding on it yet. We're still working on the structure. Where do we want the windows? Where do we want this or that, you know?
We need to have a lot of windows. You know, Sunny likes the sun. So,
That's it. That's it. Bring the sun in, and so we can be positive. Still a little early. A lot of the regulars, you know, they show up right when we're about ready to sign off. it's always the way it is.
you know, that happens to me at night when I run my evening lives. So many
Yeah.
of my supporters come in the evening, but they're like 3 hours behind me. I'm like, I gotta go to bed. It's after 11 p.m. I got work in the morning, you know? And so I get it.
It's 420. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Chief?
I wish I had one of those bells. Ding, 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 ding. The chief is arriving.
Now you're gonna make me go look for one.
Mm.
There we go. I just thought of something.
Yeah, it has a very distinctive sound. Here's Snake Eyes. What's up, bub? My man.
Oh,
How goes it? In his usual position.
how goes it?
He's back. With his mind on his money and his money on his mind.
With my mind on my money, my money on my mind.
money and his money on his mind.
I'm gonna drop down really quick. I had a phone call.
Yeah, man.
And then now it's making
He's
go.
Okay.
looping.
All right. Cool. Welcome to the Big O Cup of Joe. 420 Chief is one of our own. Go check out his book on the website.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Lovely. It's funny you say that about the bell. I actually got one of those as a gift and put it at the back door, but the kids broke it, so now it doesn't ring.
Oh, man.
Yeah, everybody was ringing the hell out of it as they walked out, so it was a little bit annoying.
Mm-hmm. Right. Hey, Chief.
Yeah.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Daisy.
Daisy who?
Daisy me rolling. Day hating.
Oh my god. Hey, so
Gets me riding dirty.
What's in your coffee?
I came to bring it
definitely
this
a
morning.
shot of bourbon,
Right. Put a little
a little bit of spice in it.
spice. We'll just call it spice. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
spice.
Went to a trim party the other night, and they had little coffee creamers with 420 in it. I've never seen that before. I thought that was the coolest thing.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah.
You ever clean up that one knife that you found when you were adventuring that day, Timber?
I got it right here, my friend.
Nice.
Yeah, I found this on the road.
Yeah. We were on a live together. He was adventuring somewhere, and then he picks up the knife. And then when I further investigate the knife, because I love knives, we found out that this one is a knife that's worth close to $120 for the price
Nice.
of $3.99.
I found that, and then I found a pen flashlight that still works.
And then an air intake filter.
Cold air intake that I'm assuming must have fell off of a motorcycle or something.
That's what I was guessing because it was big enough for a bike.
Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah,
sounds like you're somebody I want to take on scavenger hunts.
that's it, right? They need me on Oak Island
Well, if y'all
with the
start
metal
doing this
detector.
shit, my best suggestion is follow an infantryman.
Is that right?
Hey, we'll get into the down and dirty into the swamps. Just
Mm.
don't expect me to be able to guide you out of the swamp. My PL will get us lost in the middle of the freaking woods. It's like, how hard is it that you're supposed to have this college education?
Education.
You're supposed to be smarter than me in every which way possible. How do you get us lost when you have a GPS strapped to your chest?
Yeah, we should call them zeros. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff going on the news. We're not going to talk about politics, though.
No, no,
That got me
no.
bananas last time. I'm not doing it.
I just got off the banana boat last night, so I'm not trying to go back on it.
I won my appeal. Thank goodness.
No,
Um,
I opened my mouth against someone who's been tarnishing our community by
uh-huh.
being stolen valor.
Ah,
I saw him come into a live. I said something, and then he started sending his goons after me anytime I'd go live. Had me banana
yeah.
3 times. I won the appeal twice. The last time, they told me I had hate speech, and I didn't say nothing. And they say, no, we stand by what we originally said. So
That's their go-to. That's the flavor of the month, the hate speech thing.
yeah. But my thing is,
I
I
don't
shut
even want to
my
say those words because, I don't want to
yeah,
get bananas.
yeah. So my account's set back to private now because of that. So if you
Mm.
don't follow me, you're not going to come into my lives and stuff like that.
I learned that if you go and upgrade to a business account,
Mhm.
then it gets a little bit more restrictive. You can't duet people's videos because of the music that they're playing. Um, so I switched back to a personal account, and now I'm good to go with the. So I figured that out why I couldn't duet your videos, Sil and Chief, but I got that figured out now. So as you can tell, this morning got my push-ups in.
That was the quickest jump on it. Like, I was like, oh my God, he did that already?
I popped up and tried to give him one of the chief symbols like this.
Can't do it
I
either.
ended up like
I'm like, I feel like I'm breaking something.
it's been something else in the military.
Yeah.
That was the symbol for quality assurance.
That or combat clip. Okay, so let me explain this to you non-infantry folk. We call it a combat clip because it looks like a football and it looks like a messed up clitoris, all right? So it was a formation before heading out that a
Please forgive
squad.
the army guy, Sil. There's a lady present, bro, but it's okay.
It's okay. I took biology, anatomy, 1 and 2. You're good.
So it's like it was a defensive posture to a degree
Uh-huh.
before we filed out to go to what part of the mission we were doing.
Oh. I guess I won't be doing this anymore while I'm planking. So you were probably laughing your ass off when I'm sitting there holding a plank thinking I'm breathing, praying or something. Thanks a lot, guys. Good looking out there.
Hey, we're here to teach, and you're here to learn. And
Every day.
hanging around us military folk, you
I'm
might
just
learn
here
some
to cause
stuff that you don't
chaos
want to learn.
because that's what my drill sergeant taught me.
We'll blame them. It's their fault.
It's all their fault.
We have mentors and tormentors in the military.
And then I blame all the PSGs I have had over these years, all my team leaders, squad leaders. Oh boy.
Hey, Chief, we're trying to find a topic for today's show. What do you think, man? Got any inspirating insight?
What about you have any funny stories you want to tell? We could do something funny this morning.
Yeah, let's do that, man. Funny stories. Let's see. Hmm.
Remember that one time on the ship?
Right. Okay, so we were in Sigonella, Sicily,
Oh,
and
nice.
in this outfit, the VRC 40 rawhides, they called them Miss Piggy on the ship because it was so fat, and it was a two propeller type thing. You've seen the C2 cods, right? They carry mail parts and people to and from the ship. They weren't ready to bring us aboard to live there. We were supposed to support them from Sigonella, Sicily, from land. And they got orders, the ship that we were supporting got orders to go around the Horn of Africa.
Ooh.
So we could no longer support them from that distance. So we had to climb aboard. And we thought the worst, man. I mean, people had their minds all set on being on land and being able to get drunk every night,
Right.
wake up in the morning with a big old capo, with like, oh man. So we climb aboard, and this was my first time on board a ship, and it was the USS America. So it was the type of ship that's non-nuclear. So the showers were either ice cold or boiling hot, right?
Right.
I'm glad I got the hell up front because every cruise after that was a piece of cake because this first cruise was just bonkers, man. They didn't know how to handle our ship, our planes on board the ship. There was really no place to put them. So they put us right in front of the island, which they call what, the Hummer. What do they call that? The Hummer hole, because the sounds the propellers make, they make this hum. So they put the C2s and the E2s in the Hummer hole. Well, they needed to back up one of our planes, and the plane captain left the ramp down too far. So when they backed us up, that ramp hit the coaming and just crushed it.
Ooh.
So now the bird's down. And so we had to special order, and I think they took one off of like when they decommissioned planes, they put them up on a post and then just put them out in front of the base, right?
Yeah.
They took the ramp off of that and sent it to us because there was nothing. You know what I mean? A whole ramp for a cod, that's just not something you keep in the supply system, right? So they sent it out to us, and as we're taking the ramp off, there's just this black soot that's just like on there, in the cracks. So I'm about to go in there and start cleaning it up and everything, and the air crewman walks by, and they're like, "You know what that is, right?" I'm like, "It's dirt." He's like, "No, man. Every time we catch a wire to land on the ship, somebody always pukes." So what do they do with that? They sweep it out of the ramp, and it goes down in the cracks. That's puke. All that black shit is just puke. And
Oh,
they're like, and I'm like, I can't touch it. I'm not cleaning that up. You know what I mean?
right.
Airman Young, fuck you. I didn't want to touch it at all. So we had to remove and replace that ramp. That was crazy. The the other thing that I was thinking of is they didn't expect us on board the ship, so we had a really hard time getting essentials like rack curtains. Like when you lay in your rack for privacy, you've got these little curtains that you can draw,
Right.
and we couldn't even get rack curtains for our bunks. So the higher ups, the khakis, like the OIC, the officer in charge, is sitting there complaining to one of the chiefs, the female chiefs. The female chief is giving him the business, like totally in the ready room, just unprofessional. We had no place to go. We didn't have shops. So we had to all huddle in one room, the ready room. Not a good idea to put your junior enlisted in a room with fighting khakis, with this female chief telling the OIC that he don't know what the fuck he's doing and he needs to figure it out. And oh my God, enlisted can't talk to officers that way. Fuck you. I mean, it was a shit show. Looking back, it's fucking hilarious as fuck. But she told the OIC to fuck off. He didn't know what he was doing. He got so mad when he left the room, he slammed the door and the ceiling tiles fell.
Oh, wow.
And like broke all over the floor and shit, So we're all trying to put those back up. And I mean, oh my God, it was crazy. That was a crazy freaking time, dude.
Sounds like it.
So all of that tension is in the air, right? And everybody's like, oh shit, mom and dad are fighting. You know what I mean? So it got like real quiet. The ceiling tiles fell. The room is just. And then 81 Doggenbaugh is like, you notice how the women seem to be doing all the bitching and the men aren't bitching as much now because they finally got their rack curtains? Perfect timing. I mean, the room is just silent. And he's like, and then he says that shit, and we all just have to bust out fucking laughing. It was crazy. Crazy shit. So that's my funny story. Misery loves company, when we're out there and things aren't going as planned. Sometimes we got to laugh to keep from crying, man. And those are usually the best times that we finally remember looking back, thinking about what a fucking shit show that was, right? But we all came together and we made each other laugh and we made it through. I mean, that's camaraderie. That's what I miss about the Navy, the people, I don't miss the circus, but I damn sure miss the clowns.
Amen to that.
All right. Let's see who we got in here. Home surgeon, welcome. Welcome. Okay.
I haven't seen them go live lately.
There's stuff in the trunk.
Okay. Hey, there's Pops. Come on up, Pops. I remember we went to Puerto Rico. Now, I don't know if I want to tell this one or not. This is a little self-incriminating.
They can't draw you back for UCMJ.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and tell it. What the fuck?
Good morning.
So, good morning. I was about to tell the story of Puerto Rico. So we went to Puerto Rico, and the detachment was just this ragtag group of people. You got 2 people from the mech shop, 2 people from airframes, a couple of plane captains, air crew, pilots, and chiefs to run the whole thing. Well, we got Liberty, and we secured the birds for the night, and we went into town in Puerto Rico. This was back when they had old San Juan, the red light district, the different bars that you're not supposed to go into.
I can see where this is going already.
First fucking place we went, because we knew that's where the fun was, right? So we walked into this I'll try to keep this as PC as I can. So we walked into a nudie bar. That's not what we called it, but
Gentlemen's club.
so we went into a nudie bar, and it's your classic stage, man. You've got the pole and the they had rope zigzag in front of it. And the dancers, they would use these ropes and they'd rub all over whatever, right? And my wife's looking at me like she's listening intently. This is before I met you, honey.
I'm aware.
I was a young airman at that time. Anyway.
Oh wait,
Love you too.
you were in
Don't
the
forget
Air
to tell the
Force
story
too?
your wife was cool enough to go with you to the
Oh yeah, my wife was cool enough to go to the
nudie bar.
nudie bar with me one time. That was cool. Anyway, to finish my story. So there was this young kid. He was a plane captain, and the guys all decided because he was a virgin that we were all going to chip in to get him. Yeah. So, and he was down. It's cool. I threw a 20 in. My buddy threw a 20 in. Other buddy, you know what I mean? So while he's upstairs, we're just drinking and chilling out. Well, the dancer grabbed my hat, my Hard Rock Cafe San Juan that I just bought. She grabs my hat and puts it on and then continues to dance. Well, my buddy was like, dude, you need to go get your hat. Say I won't. He goes, you won't. I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm doing it. So I get up, stumbling, put my drink down. There's a chair, empty chair. So I put my foot up in the chair and I go up on stage. And I reach for my hat. She reaches back like this and keeps dancing. No bouncers there to like pull me off the stage or anything. So I'm standing there and I'm kind of dancing with her now, right? Doing the white boy overbite. So I reach for my hat. She's like, no. She grabs my shorts.
Oh God.
And yanks them down. Underwear and all. I'm like,
oh fuck.
I'm trying to pull them up. She's pulling them down. All my buddies are sitting there watching. So I'm like, fuck it. And I took my shirt off and I was throwing it around. I threw it at my buddy's face and I'm doing the dancing and shit like that, right? And like I'm doing the rubbing my butt on the ropes just like she was and all this other crap, right?
Oh my God, bro.
So, long story short, too late. The next morning, I come to work with a hangover, and I'm just like, I don't remember like most of it, but they're all telling me what happened and stuff. And I'm thinking, we're going to rag the guy who just got rid of his virginity, right? Everybody's going to be ragging on this guy. Oh, hey, how was it, man? You're blah, 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 blah. Not one word about him.
Well, no, because you were the one up on the stage dancing with your tackle out, man.
Fucking Puerto Rico Suave is what they started calling me. The OIC comes over. He's like, Airman Young, heard you had a pretty good night last night. You feeling okay? Tell you what, why don't you go back and sleep it off and work the night shift tonight? I'm like, oh, thank you so much. I could use it. We had a really cool group of people, man, and it was just what an awesome time. It was crazy. That was
started off in the Air Force and then what, Navy, or were you always Navy?
I was always Navy, bro.
Then why would you be called Airman then? Airman's the what they
Okay,
call.
so in the Navy, the first three ranks are job related.
Oh, gotcha.
So if you have a fireman rating like gunner's mate or D seaman or all those other types, then you are fireman recruit, fireman apprentice, fireman, and then petty officer third class E4.
Gotcha.
Okay. If you're in aviation, it's airman recruit, airman apprentice, airman, and then petty officer third class E4. So the first three ranks, depending on like if you're a yeoman, you know what I mean, you're pushing papers and stuff, then it's just seaman. Seaman recruit, seaman apprentice, seaman, petty officer third class. So when people try to say I was in the Navy and I was a seaman, no, I wasn't. I was an airman. I was an Airedale, so to speak. So
Or like a Chippendale after that fiasco.
exactly. Oh man. Let's see what the comments here say. Singing in my head now. 420 Chief.
So
Oh,
what I'm guessing, Timber, is they
yeah.
modeled
Chief
the
was a seaman.
and the village people after you as
In
you
the
experienced in
Navy.
Puerto Rico.
You can get your degree in the Navy. Can sail the seven seas.
Every time I hear that song now, the first thing I think of is the ending of Down Periscope. You ever seen that with
Yes.
what's his name? Kelsey Grammer. Oh my god, I love that movie so much.
I need a man with a tattoo of a dragon on his dick to run this
I need
operation.
a man with a tattoo on his dick. Well, sir, it just so happens you found the right man. As luck would have it.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big O Cup of Joe, and I'll be your host this evening.
Hush.
Welcome to the shit show.
Yeah, right. We're getting live this morning, guys. We're getting a little spicy, as Sonny would say. Chief, you got any cool stories, man?
I've got stories for days. I'll tell them.
Oh yes, let's hear one.
But when I
I'm
was
gonna
on
go
the ship,
smoke.
I was only on a ship one time in New Jersey, right when I first came in. But when I got there, there's a whole, like 26 of us new check-ins just waiting for the ship to pull in. So they pull in and, we do all of our stuff. Well, one of my buddies I was in boot camp with, name was Seaman Lager. He liked to drink a lot. So we'd go out to the bar. And one night we came back and he was coming up the quarterdeck and fell. Didn't even put his hands down. He just caught his fall with his forehead on the non-skid. And he just scratched his face like completely up. So we're standing there at quarters the next morning, and Lager's still like, he's swinging around, still pretty hammered at this point, and his face is just leaking everywhere like pus. And Chief walks up and goes, Seaman Lager, do you have a problem drinking? He goes, no, Chief, I love to drink.
Oh my god.
But it's pretty funny.
I drink, I fall down. What's the problem?
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Right? Syl's trying to think of any stories that she might have that might even remotely compare.
One time, camp.
One time in band camp.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I got some messed up stories from when I was in.
You want the floor here, Snake Eyes? You gonna tell us a story?
I'm gonna tell you guys a story, yeah. All right. I don't normally drink anymore to get drunk, but I was in Krakow, Poland on a 4-day weekend, is what y'all in the Navy would call liberty. So we started drinking around, I'd like to say 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're walking around Krakow bar hopping, and I tell my buddy and our female counterpart that was there with us that, hey, look, after a certain point, when I say no more, it's no more, because then we're gonna have problems. Yep. I don't remember half that night, but the parts I do remember. So apparently, I was drunk out of my mind. Krakow is like kind of like old St. Augustine, except there's a lot of Catholic churches around the whole old city. Apparently, every time we were near a Catholic church, I would Tim Tebow it and start praying right in front of the church. And we got kicked out of 4 different bars, not because I was rowdy. Nope. These Polish people are like, hey, no, you guys can't be here. Your friend's asleep on the chair. So we got kicked out of 4 bars and not allowed into one. This one I remember enough because it was funny enough to remember. So we get to this one bar, and the bouncer comes out. He goes, my friend, this is not for you. I look at my buddy. I'm like, I think he don't like me because I'm American. He goes, no, my friend, this is not for you, not for you. And as we're walking away, my buddy realizes the kind of bar it is. It was a gay bar.
Oh shit.
My buddy goes, hey bro, this is a gay bar. I'm like, oh, that's why he didn't want us to go in. It's not because I was American, it's because I'm straight.
Oh wow. Henry, welcome in. We got cousin Larry. What's up, my brother? We're telling old what we call in the Navy sea stories.
But that was my biggest drunk story, the first drunk story of my time in Poland. The first time they allowed me to drink while I was over there. So I started drinking in town when we were bowling, got back onto the little airstrip that we were stationed at, and they have a beer tent up there. So I'm up there drinking beers and smoking cigars with my company CO and my company first sergeant. We're having a good time. Wind up back at the tent at some point at the night, go to sleep. I thought I was having a nightmare of some sort, but apparently I was outside our tent, still asleep, with my eyes closed, and I was taking a whiz outside the tent.
Oh no.
My platoon sergeant sees this. He goes, John, just put that away. I'm like, Raj, sorry. He goes, are you finished? He's like, Raj, sorry. He calls my squad leader. He's like, hey, Root, come get your guy. So my squad leader, my eyes were still completely closed. I thought I was having some sort of weird dream. My squad leader takes me back to my rack, and he's like, go the fuck to sleep and don't get out of your rack for anything else tonight. I'm like, Raj, sorry. Next morning, I thought it was a bad dream. My squad leader comes up to me. He goes, bro, do you remember what happened last night? I'm like, not really, Sergeant. I know I had a weird dream that I was outside, that I was peeing outside the tent or something. He goes, Chavez, that wasn't a dream, bro. That was you last night really doing that.
Now, see, this is back in the day when we actually protected one another. Unlike today, where it's like you need a double-bladed knife, stabbing the guy behind you who's stabbing you in the back while you're stabbing someone else in front of you. I don't agree with that mentality at all. We'd go out in full force, 10, 20 deep, and we would protect one another, And
we still try doing in the infantry, at least. Don't get me wrong, we still have that toxic leadership that has to being gotten rid of. But I thought it was funny. I thought, oh crap, I was beyond belligerently drunk and I was peeing outside the tent. I'm about to get the shit smoked out of me because my freaking squad leader had to come get me from pissing outside the tent. because Platoon Daddy saw me peeing outside the tent. He goes, bro.
Platoon Daddy.
Yeah. It's like, bro, this shit was too funny. We couldn't stop laughing after we got you into your rack because it's like you're normally the one that gets, wanders off to the bathroom, comes back, goes to sleep. Nah, you didn't even make it to the bathroom. You just started pissing outside the tent. I'm like, how much trouble am I in? Well, he goes, ain't nobody saw your tallywhacker, so you are good. You're not gonna get sharp. But try not to overdrink too much so we don't have a repeat of that.
Oh my. We had a
Last week,
girls.
I almost ended up pucking one of the cadres for Swick.
Oh God.
Yeah. We were doing a nighttime op on this train station or whatever, and it's nighttime. You can't really tell who's armed, who's not, and the building lights were washing out the nods so bad that we were really guessing. I just seen a dude sneaking around behind the train, so I roll up on him and I'm like, "Get on the fucking ground!" And as soon as he turned around and I saw that it was a cadre, I was like, "Ah, shit."
Oh my.
They're not even allowed to speak to them unless they speak to us. So that's the first thing I've ever said to this guy in my life was get on the fucking ground. And I mean, I'm zip ties in hand, rifle in the other, and
Nuts.
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to ask y'all about, because I'm sure there's some shared experiences here, but how many of y'all have had the worst opportunities for pee breaks? How many people have had like an absolute worst time possible to say, I have to piss right now?
Well, I worked in healthcare for 20 years. So there was never an opportune time to go take a piss.
Dude, we had helo support coming in, and we were coming with a vehicle, and the plan was they were going to land the helo at the exact same time as we pulled up with the vehicle, but we got ahead of the helicopter. So we're sitting there on the side of the road just waiting, and all of a sudden one of the guys is like, "Hey, I got to pee." And I'm like, "You know what? I got to pee too." So we're tapping on the hood trying to get Sergeant Major to give us a pee break. So everyone hops out, and keep in mind, everyone is in full kit. We are headed to do a raid at this point, and everyone is standing on the side of the highway pissing. As this helicopter flies over, we're all running back. I mean, didn't have time to put anything away. And we're running back to the truck. Everyone jumps in the back of the truck. And Sergeant Major, he's maybe like 5'2". It's funny as shit. He is the angry little elf, but he goes and tries to like jump into the truck and kind of hits the edge of it, just bounces back out. And he's screaming at us because now he's embarrassed because he almost fell. But yeah, it was really bad timing.
Sil, you got one of those stories?
I'm sure my story is not as exciting as all of you, but here's a little something you didn't know. In my 20s, I was a traffic controller, also known as a construction flagger. So I did that. So I used to have my helmet, and I'd have looking for a place to pee. You're working with a bunch of men, and you got to find a place to pee. They got trees. I had nothing. So that was always, let me tell you about a scavenger hunt. I'm like, where can I go pee? It was constant. So yeah, and I drink coffee all the time. So don't drink coffee if you don't have a bathroom. Yeah, that's it. Not as exciting as all of you with the helicopters and everything else, but
Snake Eyes Arm's gonna go no.
You got another pee story?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I thought the last one
got pee stories.
Okay, he's got more.
I was in the middle of Estonia. We were doing a field problem. -2 degrees Fahrenheit outside. It was snowing. And I look at my team leader. I'm like,
I need to take a whiz. He's like, now you're gonna have to take a tactical piss while we're running and gunning it. So I'm there unbuttoning one of the buttons on my OCP pants, pulling down my waffle bottoms underneath there, trying to whip it out, trying to take a tactical piss while doing suppressive fire. And I'm there pissing my dude. I tell you now, I thought my piss was gonna freeze as it was coming out with how cold it was.
Oh
And
man.
by the time I put that thing back in, I thought I was gonna get frostbite.
Yeah.
So my team leader's laughing. My squad leader comes up to find out what the fuck's going on, why he's laughing. He's like, well, he got to take a tactical piss, and you could see nothing but this hot steam coming out of his nose. my squad leader notices what's going on. He goes, hey, man, we're going to have to Charlie Mike and continue this. If that thing's frozen, I'm sorry, brother. We'll figure this out when we get to it.
Oh wow. Oh shit. Chief's got a scooter story. All right, you got our attention now, my friend.
All right, so there we were. We were in Kuwait.
Here we were.
Yeah, so we were going out to do crew serve weapons, and they gave us so much ammo or whatever. I don't know if you can say that, but so we're going out, and everyone on my boat, we went out 18 miles to do this because you can't do that anywhere near land or whatever. So somebody on my boat gets seasick, and then another person, and then the other boats start calling and say, hey, we've got some sick people out here. Long story short, it was me and Scooter and then all the sick people on my boat. So I'm on the helm. I'm trying to get people, qualified, but nobody on my boat. They're all really sick at this point. Well, Scooter had to take a shit. So he went up to the bow, sat on a buoy, got a bag out, and he's doing his business. And I hear someone in the back of the boat, Julie, going, what the fuck is that smell? I just started. Everyone at the same time starts losing it. And I see Scooter pop his head up to the windshield, and he just starts smiling. I was like, oh my God. Everyone. It was so bad. They were all green. It was the worst.
So it became a poop deck, is what you're talking. What you're saying.
And I happened to bow into the wind and just got everybody. It was.
Oh my.
Sounds like it sounds like a shit show there, Chief.
What's that?
I said it sounds like a shit show.
Exactly. Whoa.
Absolutely.
Okay. You want to talk gross stuff? Okay. I got one better.
Oh God.
Oh, gee. All right, so we had a female pilot. Let me start this off the right way. Okay, let me explain how they use the bathroom in a plane. So it's called a Venturi effect, and coming out the back of a cod, there's a dump valve, a red dump valve, and that's where you, like, when you got to get rid of excess fuel to make the right weight and balance for a landing. So they jettison some fuel. There's a small P-tube on the side of that. And as the wind goes by it, it creates a suction. So on the inside, that tube leads to like a horn with a little button on there that opens the valve. So they pee in that and it sucks it out and jettisons it out the back next to the fuel dump valve, right? Or the hose, whatever, the manifold. This poor female pilot it was that time of the month.
Ooh.
And she had to go pee really bad. So when they landed, she was so embarrassed. She hung her head and was like this and exited out the hangar like really quickly. Bless her heart. Because down the side of the airplane,
Oh my god.
it looked like somebody hit a deer.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Poor lady.
Airman Young, fuck you. Somebody get a mop. Airman Young, we need you to clean this. Fuck you.
Dude, I found a belt of 308 in the Porta-John.
The belt?
I found a belt of linked 308 in the Porta-John.
You're gonna have to give me a little more stick and rudder, man. I don't. We're
Well,
talking.
we had an AG that prior to PCCs and PCIs, like, I mean, that's time to step. Like, you don't wait for PCCs and PCIs before you say, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So he's fully kitted up and decides, hey, I got to go to the bathroom real quick, and I can hear him jangling up the hill because he's got the 600 round ammo belt. It's like a big fanny pack for the 240. He's running up the hill with the fanny pack, and he just dives into the Porta-John. And later on that night when we got back, I looked in the Porta-John and I saw like a couple links. I saw some 308 down in the hole, and I'm like, huh, that's weird. So I went and I asked him, I'm like, hey man, did you drop links in the Porta-John? And he's like, man, I didn't have it zipped up all the way, and when I stood up, I lost like 300 rounds in the Porta-John.
More like he took those links off so he had less weight.
And I said, you know what? We use those on the mission today. I said, so whatever your round count was, add 300 to that, please.
Yeah, right.
I would really appreciate it.
I really appreciate it if I didn't have to go digging my ass in a Porta-John.
Oh man.
Yep, I'm not fucking putting my hand in the shit. The shit. Nope.
Exactly.
So
Especially not Afghani shitholes where it's just the sandal prints.
Nope. Oh.
I hear stories like that, and it makes me think of like Fallout when you're going through the game and you search like toilets and find ammunition.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
the hell puts ammo in a toilet? Oh, well, maybe he had a shit.
That's a bad AGs.
Left the zipper open.
I had one of my seamen one time on the boat return his M4 with bubble gummy stuffed in the barrel because he didn't know where else to put it.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
I would have beat his ass.
We went out on mission like 3 times and he forgot to get ammo. Like, this kid was great. He saluted our CO with a banana in his hand. One day the skipper was standing at the mosque, and this was Seaman Collins. And he walks up to him, and I'm listening. I'm like, what is he doing? And he goes, what's up, sir? And the skipper's like, well, good afternoon. I'm just admiring the mosque. It's beautiful. Waiting on Lieutenant Commander. He goes, huh, okay. And just stood there staring at him. The skipper's like, did you eat lunch? He goes, no. Well, have a good day. And then he like left hand salutes and walks away in civilian clothes. Like, this kid was doing, like, I think he had a funny salute list. Yeah.
Sir.
Bubblegum was the worst. I was like, you don't. He was a great kid.
He's a great kid.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they put him on a banana boat.
Dude, I got to meet weaponized autism last week. Like if there was ever an ad for weaponized autism, this 18 Charlie, he was it. This dude. Those of y'all who don't know, that's a special forces engineer. They like to build things and then blow things up. So anyways, this guy, I got paired up with the Charlies for this one, and I'm sitting there talking to him, and he has this book, and I look inside of this book, and it's full of equations, and like, I mean, Rain Man shit. And so they tell him to bring a pair of civvies with him, and he brings this god awful like Christmas sweater.
What the fuck?
Now keep in mind this is a guerrilla warfare simulation, and they told you to bring civvies. What would you think to bring? Right? Maybe neutral colors. Maybe some cargo pants, something. Not grandma's sweater.
Some inconspicuous shit, right?
Yeah, so I go up to LPOP so I can meet this guy, and he is wearing this Christmas sweater, and he's tarding out in this little math book he's got, and he is just going ham on these equations. And I go, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I'm trying to figure out how much C4 I need to use a saline bag for a breaching charge."
Oh my god.
And I grabbed a stump and like sat over beside him, and I was like, "You are my new hero."
Did he have a fanny pack too?
Yes, he had a fanny pack.
Yes.
Yes, he had a fanny pack, and when he starts digging into his fanny pack, it's got time fuse, det cord initiators, a Leatherman. What else did he have in there? Like candy wrappers. It was funny. It really was funny. This guy was an absolute mess, and he is so intelligent. I mean, just wicked smart, man.
Yeah.
You won't find much of those in the U.S. infantry. What you would find in my pockets as an infantryman, my leadership questioned me. I carried 550 in one of my pockets along with MRE spoons. I also carried matches, a lighter, a torch. Shit I didn't really need to have on me. And a lot of dip. Because I wasn't the only one dipping. When my higher-ups ran out of dip, they'd be like, "Hey, Chavez, you still got some of that Copenhagen or Grizzly?" Chuck it over to them. Oh, my God. Good times.
Oh, the care packages. Thank you for the support to the family, to the
finishing with Q
that sent us those care packages, man. The logs of dip.
Yes.
The carton of cigarettes.
Well, when we were in Estonia, we didn't have an 8-piece truck, so we couldn't buy dip out in Estonia. And people were always hitting me up because my dad would be sending me care packages with logs of dip. So I had NCOs coming to me, officers coming to me. They're like, "Hey, man, we don't want that nicotine pouch crap that they have. I hear you have Grizzly Long Cut." I'm like, "That I do, Sergeant."
Yeah.
And as an NCO, I wasn't going to sell it to them. So I'm like, "Here you go. Do you want the wintergreen or do you want the straight?" And they go, "I'll take a can of wintergreen." And then, "Hey, look, you dropped something." They would drop me a $20 bill on the floor because you know you're not supposed to buy shit off your Joes.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, bet.
That's hilarious, man. You're not supposed to, what do they call it? Officer and enlisted fraternization.
Yeah, same thing with NCOs. They're not supposed to go with buy anything off of lower enlisted. So it's funny when they would sneakily give me the money. I'm like, I would have given it to them for free just so I can make sure I'm in people's good graces. The fuck?
Let's see your pops. Oh my Lord. This is the Big O Cup of Joe. If you're just tuning in, we're military and first responders and supporters of these heroes. We came up with this show, the Big O Cup of Joe, as a meeting point to where we can share our stories and have a few laughs. And sometimes it's better than therapy. You know, we've when we got out of the military, we tend to lose our sense of purpose, which brings depression and whatnot. So we share these stories and we laugh together, and it brings back those memories. And it's like I said, sometimes it's better than therapy. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. It's part of my therapy, just listening to your stories, and yeah, man, just give it up. Has anybody else got one for me? Make me laugh.
Yes.
You'll have to check out my most recent video. I'm surprised it actually hasn't been pulled yet. I had to label an AT-10 as a airsoft plastic tube or something. But yeah, you'll have to check that out. You'll get a good grin out of that.
All right, everybody go check that out after the live, so
Yes.
before it gets taken down.
I do have another fucked up story. So
I want to make sure everybody's getting a chance here, though. Okay.
All right.
Chief, did you have anything? Or are we going back to Snake Eyes?
Yeah, go back to Snake Eyes. I could do this for days.
Exactly. Me too, man. There's so many stories. Whiz. All right, Snake Eyes, you got the floor again, my friend.
All right. So the first time a slit trench was introduced to me was in basic when we were out in the field. I would never take a deuce in the field when I was in basic unless there was a porter crapper there. And sometimes we didn't have porter crappers, so
you were still a little bit civilized at this point.
Yeah, and I just didn't want
before you lost it.
Yeah, pretty much. And I didn't want people to see my hiney out in the open with, torpedoes coming out. But during my time at Campbell, I'm like, you know what, man? We're still out here for another 2 weeks. I'm not going to hold this crap in for 2 weeks. The smell.
Oh, no.
Yes, me taking a dump in the field. I had holding it in for 3 days.
3 days?
It was finally knocking at the back door like, hey, bro, we can't hold no more.
Like a turtle poking its head out.
Exactly. I was prairie dogging all the way to that slit trench, and it was the middle of the night. Nobody had taken a shit in it yet. Yeah, I felt bad for whoever slept closest to it because it was bad. And my higher-ups found out it was me who took the massive deuce in it. And they're like, what the hell did you eat? I'm like, well, I ate that chili macaroni, and let's just say it was finally go time, and I couldn't hold it no more.
Oh, wow. Wow. The chili mac.
I felt bad for the medic since he's the one that has to dig it out and then, put the dirt back in it to cover up the slit trench at the end of the field problem. And he had to smell that. Apparently, I was the only one who took a deuce throughout that whole field problem in the slit trench.
Oh, my gosh. You know what? They have to have the best stories.
Yes.
The field medics, the corpsmen. I wish we had some in here that, we do have, this is also first responders, guys. This isn't just military. So if you've got some good first responder stories, grab a box.
Yeah, 18 Deltas make me absolutely cry with some of the shit that they have to deal with.
Adrian, welcome in. This is the Big O Cup of Joe. I'm sorry, I'm going to do a quick commercial, Henry, because we've got someone in here that
Oh, shit.
Adrian, welcome.
His name's
If you want to grab a box, if you've got over 1,000 so we can see you. If not, welcome. There's links in my bio, guys. You can go check out our website and everything. Go ahead, Henry.
Oh, I was gonna say the 18 Deltas, the Special Forces medics, those guys, the shit they have to deal with. Like I really feel bad for them some days, because like they know what everyone's problems are and they know what everyone's cock looks like, and like
Right?
I really don't, man. And you were talking about slip trenches, and it made me think one of the lanes that I was doing for Robin Sage, the end of the Q course, all they served there was cabbage.
Oh God, no.
So you've got the entire ODA and then another like 25 or 30 guerrilla fighters all in the same camp with the same 3 porta-johns, and everyone's been eating cabbage in the woods for 2 weeks.
Oh, mercy.
Oh hell no.
That's where I found that ammo belt.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, my hair is literally standing up right now. That just everyone's walking through the woods together, and like all you can hear is everyone farting. Like there's no way that we could do any type of clandestine anything because everyone is farting the whole time.
Damn. Holy shit.
But I got to meet some of the Monyards. Those guys are rock stars. If you've never looked into them, you should definitely check them out.
Fire God Atlas, welcome. What's up, brother? You got any sea stories?
No, man, I'm dealing with the loss of a grandmother today. I'm just on here to, listen to some decent people.
Yeah. I'm sorry for your loss, my friend.
Shit happens, man. I got
Prayers.
spies in the last few minutes of her day, so I had a decent time.
That's good.
Do that because not everybody gets to fucking do that.
I hear you. Yeah, so that's a blessing. How old was she?
75. She lived a good long life.
75 is not bad. That's pretty good. Well, like I said, I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, it's all good. I just want to see what Snake Eye was, wearing his boonie hat. I had to come in here. I wanted to remind him of some coquitos and some croquetas and stuff.
You asshole.
I just got to tell you, I want some cafecito too next time I come down to South Florida. I'm just fucking with you, man.
Well, I no longer live in South Florida. I haven't lived in South Florida since I was 9, but I still live in the beautiful Sunshine State, and I could still make cafecito. I make, me and my siblings, we have a Cuban cookbook, and we actually make our own homemade croquetas.
So I lived down there in Homestead, Florida, near the Homestead Reserve Base for the last 10 years prior to joining the Army. And ain't nothing like my fraternity brothers were all Cuban. And so there was nothing better than, being the one gringo in the fraternity. They called me Forrest Gump for some fucking reason. I have no idea why. So let me tell you a story. Y'all going to get a kick out of this one, but he'll definitely understand this one. So my fraternity brother, who was my inductor into the fraternity, he told me to go around and say, pan con pinga se pan, con se extra pinga. And so I go.
All I understood was pinga.
I go around Miami for, a good 6 to 8 weeks before I get inducted. And we called this brother, the inductor, Captain Asshole. I didn't understand that. Well, I finally figured it out. I went to college professors. I went to abuelas and abuelos and saying, these are grandma, grandpas. And I said this same phrase, and they just looked at me like I was some fucking idiot. And I didn't even know. I was that one fucking, goofy South Georgia boy who didn't know any better. And so I said it, and then they finally told me what you said. But like, bro, you've been wanting a dick sandwich with extra dick without the bread for 8 fucking weeks. You fucking idiot. I'm like, God damn.
Yay.
They got me good. I love my Cuban brothers for that very reason.
I got that similar story, not to one up it or nothing. It's just basically this same level. They taught me how to say ¿Dónde está español, por favor? Yo estoy cagando, he visto mucho. All
Hey,
right.
that's just the best part about I love about my my Latino brothers and sisters, especially the
Oh,
ones in the military.
absolutely.
They would fuck with me just as much.
So basically, what your Cuban buddy did to you to induct you is kind of like getting when you're told by your higher ups, go get the IDD-10 form
Yeah.
from so and so, and they keep. And once you go to the higher ups, the people you're not really supposed to talk to, and you're still going around trying to figure out where the fuck this form is, and everybody's playing off of it because they know what they're doing to you.
So the best part was I was a platoon leader and I did this to fellow lieutenants, the brand new butter bars when they would come in. It was like, hey man, go find the ID-10T form and bring it back to me. Next thing you know, they go to the commander or even one of them. I was like, hey, go ask the BC the question. I had one do that. He actually went up and did it. The fucking BC turned around, looked at us like we was fucking, hazing his ass.
All butter bars realistically are, they're overpaid privates.
Very much.
Lord Raptor says, I never did find the van of striped paint.
Sorry, I got the phone right here.
Yeah, we've got somebody in the chat.
I will step on
Ray Dykstra. Ray, I'm interested in what you're doing there. Fire, I'm going to put you on mute.
Hey guys, have a great day. I gotta
You
bounce.
too, Phil.
Bye,
I gotta
Phil.
get ready and get in the field. So have a good one. Thanks for the laughter.
Have
You
a
should do this every
glorious
Monday.
Have a glorious day.
You too, my friend. Love you guys.
Love
Have
you.
a good one. Bye.
Ray Dykstra. I'm interested in what you're doing, and I'd like to, if it's legit, I'm going to vet it and everything, but if it's true, I'd like to put that a link on my website for you to help that out, your endeavor there. He's talking about making tiny homes for homeless veterans.
Nice.
So I added you. Please add me back. We'll talk, okay?
Freedom Lover, what's happening here is we're going a bit loopy and into the rabbit hole into our military careers and spouting a bunch of crazy nonsense that makes sense to us but not to others.
But it's so much fun.
Yes.
Ray, I am the producer of a network. We are the Paladin Network. We have different shows like this one. This one's the Big O Cup of Joe. We have the Sunny Side of Freedom. We have, I've been super sick. I'm sorry. We'll pray for you for that interview. Sure. But we do different shows. I have a Bible study on Wednesday, which is totally different than this show.
Talking to those half the time, I'm like,
I would go to Bible study when I was in Estonia because we didn't get to go to churches.
Yeah.
And the guy running the Bible study, he hated my guts so bad when I would bring this up. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to heaven or hell. I'm going to get stuck in purgatory. He's like, purgatory ain't a thing. I'm like, the Bible mentions purgatory as being the nice in between that you will wind up staying for a while, like going around in the desert for an eternity until you're able to get to the pearly gates and get judged.
I don't want to turn this into my Wednesday show, Snake Eyes, but do you believe that God sent his only son, Jesus Christ, to die on the cross for your sins? You're not going to purgatory then, my friend.
But I want to go to purgatory.
No, you're not going to purgatory.
I want to come back to haunt people.
Timber's shows on that day when I walk in on his religious one. It reminds me of the Sunday church during the 8-9 weeks of basic training at Fort Benning. I'd be there. It's like, hey, shit, we got to get out of here. You got to go to Sunday service. That's exactly how it feels sitting there. It's like, God, I can't wait for the sermon to get here.
Yeah, man. I look forward to it. I prepare every Tuesday, and I like to think that I bring a good message. You know what I mean? It's positive and it fits the bill. So, but then I've got the Big Old Cup of Joe until Matt gets back. I got to run this on Mondays and Fridays, and
Is he taking a little R&R time?
Well, this is his season for his allamericanheroes.org, where they ride snowmobiles up in the mountains and they take veterans up there and they
Oh
camp
shit,
and they
Lord
have a
Bradford.
great time.
That's
And
some rough stuff.
yeah, man. If you want any information about that, just go to All American Heroes. Make sure you put the E in there. Heroes.org. But yeah, so you were talking about churches, and I got a good church story as well. So we went to the Holy Land.
Yay,
And
my second Henrys are here. What?
designs ordered, they are being made. Nice.
Nice.
Thank you, Freedom.
So, did you go to the Wailing Wall?
Henry is here. I didn't go to the Wailing Wall. I took a tour, and we went on the Red Sea where Jesus walked on the water. We went to the Church of Annunciation. And this is a church that was built on the same site, supposedly, from where Mary received from a message from the angel that she was going to have baby Jesus. So they built a church around this area, and you walk into this church, and the hair on my arm is sticking up. Do you see it? Just talking about it. I get chicken skin just talking about it. But you walk in and the place is just so beautiful, and there's art murals all the way around from each country. And the one from America is all silver and gold, and I mean, it is gorgeous. So my buddy has his old school, the video recorder with the, the old school type, because it didn't have phones back then where you could just, right? He's got this thing on his shoulder, and he's like, holy shit. And I'm like, dude, you're in a church. He goes, I know, it's fucking gorgeous. Look at it. Wow.
This is where my priest would say,
He was a sailor. I mean, you can't, you know what I mean?
I'm Catholic, so my priest is like, you can say every curse word in the book. Yes, don't say God's name in vain.
Right.
Like, so I could drop the F-bomb? He's like, yes. MF bomb? Yes. I'm like, bet.
Guys, thank you for your service. Thank you for your stories. It really helps. We help each other. And if you're new, check out the links in my bio. Check out our website. And we got a lot of shows and podcasts on there that is coming. Go ahead and subscribe. We're not going to do this by like monthly or anything, It's like $12. It keeps the lights on.
Timber looks like a Fox News dude with all those things in the background for him. He looks like one of the Fox News hosts, or
Fox News correspondents. Yeah,
he's got all those, the shadow boxes, all his awards taped up on the back of the wall.
My mom put that up for me. She's like, you need to have this stuff displayed because you should be proud and this and that. And I'm like, all right, yeah, we'll go ahead and throw it up there.
I'm still looking for the right frame for my DD214 to put on the wall.
That's what these four are. These are my honorable discharges.
I literally went to Etsy, right? And I found a place where they print your DD214 stuff on a fucking fleece blanket. I did that, and it is the most comfortable blanket I've ever had.
Nice.
And I got 2 of them.
Nice.
Yes, you should be very proud. I am proud. I am proud, but I don't know. I was just a knuckle dragging aircraft mechanic, And when I got diagnosed with the PTSD, I thought, man, that's not me. That's for like Marines, fighting bullets at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's not me. But, yeah, everybody can have a little bit of that PTS that they have to deal with. Great job. 90 minutes. Oh, hey, we made 90 minutes, guys. Awesome.
Remember, do you run away from the Hulk every time you see him? Do you?
I am the Hulk.
I was going to say the big green W is always lurking.
Yeah. Yeah, I get those dreams. Here's another cool story that we used to frighten the newbies that would come into the squadron, and we had to initiate them, right?
Oh, Lord.
We had to bring them into the fold, so to speak, make sure that they were one of us, right? So we'd pick on them until they cracked. So we do stuff like the ID10T form, pump up the nose,
Blinker
Yeah.
fluid.
blinker fluid, absolutely.
Oh, great.
All right, Trash Man, I'm gonna give you a shot here, bro. Don't get me banned. I don't recognize you, but if you want to go ahead and come up. So I'm gonna finish my story and then we'll let you introduce yourself. So yeah, we do stuff to the newbies to try to bring them into the fold and everything. So we blew some cigarette smoke into a bag as a clock. And then
You gave him a small exhaust sample.
Yeah. We attached some official looking math paperwork to it and said, "This is quality assurance. This is the new exhaust sample." So he gets about halfway across the hangar and he's like, and he looks back. Of course, we're all like, "Oh, he saw us," you know. So the tubes that the pilots and the aircrew piss in, we told him that was a sound powered phone. Hello. Hello.
Oh my God!
You did not.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The air crewman kept talking to him. He was like, "Hey buddy, how's my dick taste?"
Hey, you was just initiating them into the brotherhood.
That's it, man. That's it. You know, you got to do that stuff. It builds camaraderie and, you know, helps them get over their dumb shit real quick.
Hey, they get rid of the last bit of their civilian dumbassery at that point.
Yeah, you got to break them in. You got to. It's part of it, man. You got to break them down and then build them back up, right?
I wonder who Trash Man is.
Oh no, let's hear from him. What you got, Trash Man?
I'm just some random guy on here, but I just want to clear you guys are all military. I just want to thank you for your service, and that's all I wanted to come up here and do.
Thank my recruiter buddy. Appreciate you.
It was an honor and pleasure, brother. Honor and pleasure.
Yep, definitely.
And I appreciate you.
Are you military or a first responder?
Yeah, volunteer firefighter. That's about as close as I'm getting to.
Perfect. Well, welcome to the group, then, man. This is for first responders and military. My group is. So.
Trash Man, to you specifically, hey, thanks for what you do, man. I had my stepdad. He died in the line of duty as a volunteer firefighter of 25 years. The shit y'all do, it is not thanked enough.
Right.
Amen.
Yes. Thank you for what you do, my friend. Yes. My uncle was a fireman. And he retired from it. They wanted him to be the chief of the station, but he turned it down. He's like, "I just want to drive the truck, man."
Yeah, that's basically all I wanted to do. That and break stuff.
But you know, he and I had one of those fireside chats one time, and some of the shit that he's seen, you know, I can't even compare to. You know, he's like, you know, picking up after crash scenes and the kids are the worst and, you know, grab a shovel type stuff. It's bad. It you know, so you definitely have, I don't know if you've ever had to do anything like that. I hope not.
Freedom lover, calm down. Calm down. Damn. Getting spicy over here. Damn.
What is she saying? Heck yeah, I love the fire.
She's like, firefighters like candy.
So I'm about where I'm from because we're all fat and overweight.
Hey, you can stop, drop, and roll faster with that hose than you can run to it.
About as fast as we going is to the toilet because we done ate something spicy.
Sorry to hear that, Adrian.
I hear you, brother.
Your Taco Bell drill nights be like that.
Definitely.
Guys, go ahead and share the live out to you know, to the military and first responders that are in your friends list here.
Hey Timber, can you imagine and Snake be like, "Hey, it's the Taco Bell drill night for the dudes over at the firefighting hall," and next thing you know, they have the full sampling of the green bean burrito, and the Crunch Wrap Supreme, and you know you got to have the Baja Blast, the big old gallon jug of Baja Blast. Next thing you know, Trash Man and the rest of his boys, trying to slide down that little, pole just to get down to the bottom floor, and then boom, The bathroom,
Oh,
the bathroom stalls are already, occupied. Dun dun
it's a quick stop when you're going down that pole, I bet.
dun.
Evacuation.
I'm gonna hop off, guys. I appreciate you for having me up. Got to get some
Thanks for
stuff
stopping
done.
in, buddy. Thanks for the
All
follow.
right, brother. Thank you for joining us in the live, brother.
Enjoy
Thank
your
you.
week.
If I have more time, if y'all still out, maybe I'll hop back on.
All right, brother.
We're on every Monday and Friday for the Big Old Cup of Joe. It's the Paladin Network. The links are in my bio. Go check out our website. And we have a lot of different podcasts and shows here on the Paladin Network. So somebody asked me, they said, where do I go for the Paladin Network? The Paladin Network is virtual. So it could be on TikTok, it could be on YouTube, it could be on our website, it could be on StreamYard. It's many different platforms, but there's no one single spot where the Paladin Network exists.
Timber.
It's all virtual.
Timber.
What's up, buddy?
We are the knights who say neat.
Neat. That's right.
Y'all have a good one.
You have a good one too, brother.
Oh man,
Absolutely.
he was a good dude.
We picked the name Paladin because, it's a warrior for a cause.
Yeah.
And our cause is supporting military and first responders, making each other laugh.
There's a question that's off topic. Oh Lord, what's going to happen?
Uh-oh, what's going on? Who's asking?
It's Freedom Lover.
Questions. Oh, Freedom Lover. Okay. You coming up in a box on, or are you just going to put it in the chat?
As the moderator.
I was convinced my dad gave me Agent Orange. Do you guys think that's possible? I don't know if Agent Orange is...
when were you born? I guess.
Contagious. I don't know if it's contagious.
I don't
Agent
know.
Agent Orange is not a contagion type of thing. It is a chemical.
Yeah.
Chemicals do build up in the body. Was your father anywhere near a Royal Thai Army base or Vietnam? Question mark.
Yeah, these are personal opinions, and they're no TikTok. Don't ban me for medical advice or anything like that. We're not doing that. But
chemicals do build up, Freedom. So that might be. I would say that it's not.
We can
likely,
probably look that up.
But look.
And then DM you later. But, I do know that my wife's dad came back with like jungle rot, the foot stuff or whatever. And
I was on a Royal Thai Army base earlier last year, and I was able to, put something on the piece of paper for that one.
So she got it, and they had to pull her toenails. So she has no toenails because of that.
Scooter has some answers.
Scooter, hello, my friend. He has the offspring symptoms. Yeah. I can talk in a minute, he says. Okay, cool. Yeah. Wonder if Mac is about. I do not see him on. Nope. All right. So the story I was telling, initiation for new people and whatnot into the squadron. My initiation was 14 shots of tequila in about in the time frame of like an hour.
Oh Lord!
Woke up with my head in a bucket.
I mean,
I'm like, why did you put a bucket on my head? Oh, dude, we didn't want you to puke all over the floor. I could have drowned, you assholes.
I will be. Oops, I'm not even muted, so they're going to get to listen to me finish this.
A bucket. Oh no, that's terrible. Yeah, it was. We were idiots.
The one time I partied with Weapon Squad.
you had the MGS squad play around? Oh Jesus!
Well,
I was over at, where was I? I was at an air crewman's house because I remember him putting his helmet on me, the visor down, and I was like, ground control to Major Tom.
So there was this one night I was barbecuing with Weapon Squad, right? And we started drinking at the park that we were at. I downed 4 cans of Budweiser, 1 Twisted Tea Tall Boy, and then the cops were there saying, "Hey, look, the park's closed, guys. Wrap everything up. You guys got to leave." So we get back to the barracks. The party continued there.
Of course it does.
4
Of
more
course.
Budweisers, 1 bottle of Guinness, and then I went back to my room really quick, got a bottle of rum. Apparently, I left about this much of rum out of a full bottle of rum left over.
A handle?
Yeah, I almost drank a whole bottle.
Oh, gee.
Jesus Christ, you woke up the next day with a fucking headache.
Nope.
Oh, my.
No?
That took an all-day recovery.
Never had a hangover.
That's
But-
a 20-year-old.
You didn't have a
lifestyle right
hangover,
there.
he says. Wow.
So
Beast mode.
So
We are not condoning drinking, by the way.
neither.
We're just telling the fucked up, stupid ass shit that we used to do when we were young, dumb, and full of it.
Well, I was only like 31 at the time. So I was like, I woke up like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I found myself back in my room. My buddies had taken me back to my barracks room. They left the keys on the door for me of my bedroom for itself. So I go lock all the doors. I go back to sleep. I wake up a few hours later and I slept like a baby, man. No headache, I've never had a hangover ever in my life.
Oh, wow. You're the guy we love to hate.
Yeah, because everybody else, by the time I saw them at the DFAC for breakfast, they're all wearing sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
groaning, and they look at me wearing no sunglasses. They're like, bro,
Yeah,
you were
it was those last like 6 or 7 beers that did it to me, man.
And I'm like, are you all okay? They're like, yeah, we're hungover as fuck. I'm like,
And
could
they
it be
could
me?
still run a PT test.
They're still hungover as fuck, and I'm there like if nothing happened the night before.
You can't see me, but I'm raising my hand. I totally did PT test hungover.
I did
Done
that
it.
as an LT twice, and it's
Sweating it out.
Oh, I got one better.
The shit coming out of my pores smelled like vodka.
I was doing a PT test without realizing I had COVID yet. I was all kinds of messed up. Still passed the PT test. The day after, when I started showing more symptoms, I was coughing. I had,
sorry about that.
cold sweat. Finally took the freaking COVID test. Yep, I had COVID, and it was higher than normal, was what the results read.
Jay. Scooter, how you doing, my friend?
Busy. But I saw Freedom Lover had asked a question, and I've done a fair amount of research on it and still going through the bullshit. My wife, her dad did 2 tours in Vietnam. He was on the registry list, verified the whole 9 yards. And then sadly, he passed in a accident working for the Forest Service. But that being said, there's currently still a lot of push. Veterans Help Group is pushing a lot. And then there's different doctors that are trying to put more stuff in there. So here's the way it breaks down right now. If the parent was verified service, Vietnam between 62 and 75, that's the qualifier for dates. Then once you have that, it comes down to, was the parent that served a man or a woman? If it's a woman, then there's a fairly long list of benefits that the woman's child receives. If it's a male who served in Vietnam, the list is much shorter. Spina bifida is the one thing that will, without question, they will take it and say yes, and they'll put you on healthcare benefits, give training. They'll do a lot of things. Once you move beyond spina bifida, because that is probably a very small number of the children, then the next set, which just recently got approved to be presumed, is a whole list. I won't go over all of them, mainly because it'll probably get your live taken down, because once again, we'll be talking about medical stuff. But Freedom, I'll send you a message and direct you kind of where to go. And it'll show the list. Now, sadly, this list is, again, the bigger of the medical issues. Here's one of the things that they're trying to get put through, and that is not just spina bifida, but also spinal issues. So the growth of the spine, the spacing of the spine. They're finding most of the studies show that exposure by a parent to Agent Orange, it will have a huge effect on the spine. Stomach problems, intestinal, or so IG problems. And then one that we believe needs to be in there is some skin issues. So what makes the attorney that we've talked to a few times, who's trying to put something together and take it to Washington, D.C., the reason he was interested in my wife is there's 3 siblings who have same mother, same father. There's 1 sibling who has same father, different mother. All 4 siblings have identical spinal problems, stomach problems, and skin problems. So that's where they're saying it's pretty obvious that is from the father's side. There was no history prior to that in the family of any of these genetic issues. So it is possible. It's just it becomes a very personal, what particularly do you have going on, and is it on the list? If it's on the list, your case is pretty much done, Freedom. If it's not on the list, then unfortunately you'll probably be grouped into that group of people that are working with this veterans group trying to get the laws changed. Now they change those every so often. I think this year they just had a big change in benefits available for dependents or children of Vietnam veterans. So I will shoot you a private message and we can actually discuss that further. But I wanted to let you know that, yes, depending on what you've got going on, you can already be eligible. And if you don't, you should probably get your information out there so that it can be pushed forward for the future. Because Agent Orange does leave genetic issues into the children. That was it.
There you go, freedom lover. Scooter, ladies and gentlemen, he's intelligent and gorgeous.
Well, I don't know about the first one, but the second one, yes, sir.
Hey, Scooter, Chief told on you earlier. He told us a shit story.
No. Which one did he have? There's so many.
The one where you were taking the shit on the bow of the ship and laughing your ass off.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. I had the entire aft deck leaning over, puking into the Northern Arabian Gulf. We loaded that shit. Absolutely. So, hey,
we've been telling our sea stories and just bullshitting, bro.
Huh?
We've been telling our sea stories and just bullshitting today.
Yeah.
Laughing
at
each
I tell you what, that trip, so that was a gun shoot, right? And so we normally only have 4 people on the boat at any given time. You got the coxswain,
Did we lose him?
Huge.
Oh, there we go.
And
bad reception there, buddy. You're cutting out.
Of course. I don't know what the
Oh,
hell's going on here lately. But yeah, we had a
Alabama
pretty full
internet.
boat. And I made sure we went back and weighed a lot less. You know, to me it was no big deal. Ryan or Chief and I were the only two on that whole boat that were not sick that day. And then as they're getting sick, I added to it because I'm just like, hey man, I gotta take a shit. So I took a garbage bag up to the bow, and those boats have scuppers so that when you hit big waves or whatever, the water can flood out of that forward compartment and leave the sides of the boat. Well, what that also does is creates a wind tunnel. So
Venturi effect.
so it took the smell right out the scupper, right down the side of the
Oh,
boat, and flopped it right into the aft where they're trying to practice with 50s shooting. There's almost no rounds going off because they're all sick already. And then it hit, and all I hear is Scooter. I'm like, what? I look
you
back and there's
sick
Chief with
son
a
of
big shit-eating grin driving the boat. He's like, I don't think you're making him happy, brother. I'm like, oh, I feel better. But really, they should have blamed the Army. We ate at the DFAC before we went out on that.
They
So,
should have.
Blame us for our crappy food. Blame them for the crappy food.
yeah.
We were in Puerto Rico, and you know, of course, they tell you don't no fraternization between the. Oh, thank you. No fraternization between the officers and the enlisted, right? We were special though, man. We were a COD squadron on a det, and our lieutenant, dude, he took us to Rosie's in Puerto Rico. Rosie's was the bar on base. It was Rosie Rhodes was the base. And oh man, this was back in the day, dude. So I met these two girls and was dancing with them and everything. One under each arm, man. I was just living life, just drunk and just, you know, loving it. And they said that they were going to go to another bar. So I told the lieutenant, I was like, hey man, we're going to go to this other bar. He's like, well, I'm not going to leave you out there alone. I'm coming with you. And I'm like, all right, cool. Where we ended up going was Don's Lighthouse. Anybody that knows Puerto Rico should probably know that Don's Lighthouse is a Navy SEAL bar.
I've heard of it, but I've never had the opportunity.
I don't know if it's still there. I don't think it's still there, but it was off base and everything, and that's where all the SEALs went. So we go there, and we're all sitting at the table. We order our drinks, and the girls get up, and they start dancing on the floor and stuff. Well, these other couple of guys get up and start dancing with my girls, man. So I was like, you know, hey, fuck this, dude. I go to stand up. The LT put his hand on my shoulder and set me back down. And I'm like, LT, what the fuck, dude? They're dancing with my girls. I gotta, you know. He's like, this is a Navy SEAL bar. Sit the fuck down. Your girls are gone. Yeah. Lost my girls to Navy SEAls.
Yeah.
We
That's the end of that one. Just have a seat, have another drink.
LT, I was like young, dumb, and like, hey, bullshit, that's my girls.
I still would have taken my chances, even though I was going to lose. Shit. It would have made more of an interesting story. LT be like, he'll learn.
Right?
Exactly. No, he took care of me, man. That guy was awesome. He would invite me over to the officers' barracks room, and we'd all be sitting around and listening to Guns N' Roses and drinking and stuff, you know. And he took really good care of us, man. It was really cool. We went to the bar on base there at in Sigonella, where they had the one-armed bandits, man, the slot machines. And I got my shirt up like this and just full of quarters from all this, you know. So I go back to the barracks like this, and I dump this shit on the fucking, you know. And then you go and you get a big old cappuccino with like 4 grilled cheese ham and cheese sandwiches in the morning and get ready for work, right? Pay for it in quarters. Just.
Oh my God.
Oh man, good times. Good
I'm
times.
the asshole that would pay in pennies.
Right.
I've actually done that before. I went to a comic book store. I had nothing but pennies on me, and I was buying certain Magic cards that I wanted. I'm like, sorry about this, but this is the only money I have right now. I put the Ziploc bag of freaking pennies on the counter. He looks at me. He's like, "You fucking asshole." I'm like, "Hey, it's money." He's like,
That's it.
"Yeah, but now we have to sit here for a
And
few
count it
hours
out.
to count out $10 out of this thing."
Wow. What an asshole. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is the Big O Cup of Joe show. We do this Monday and Friday. Today we're just telling sea stories. So if you come in and you got a good sea story, or I don't know what you soldiers call a sea story. What do you call that? Field stories?
Field stories, I guess. We'll just say that they're stories, flat out in general.
Gotcha. We always called them sea stories. And the best ones are the ones where you start with, "This is no shit."
Yes.
You knew it was a good one when you started off like that, right? "This is no shit, man. This really happened. Check it out."
It's like we do have a variant of y'all's scuttlebutt. We call it PNN, the private.
That's it.
Network.
Yes. Perfect. Absolutely. And we were talking about bringing them new troops in, and inviting them into the fold, usually at their own expense. They were the butt of all the jokes until they cracked. And then find out how.
Hey, I could picture worse things in life happening than something
Exactly,
like that.
dude. Oh, we set them up for failure every time.
You see, the funny thing is, our drill sergeants warned us about PNN, but they would also instigate PNN because, in a way, PNN traveling from one private to another one was morale boosting. So sometimes, if it's not coming out of CO's mouth, passing it to one private, it came out of first sergeant mouth or one drill sergeant's mouth, and go, "Hey, this is what I heard."
Right.
That's to get our hopes up, but at the same time, we learned that this is psychologically a mind game of them just having morale boost for us to a certain degree, so we do shit.
That's it. Learn to bark about it. Live to bark about it. That's funny, Tamara. That's so funny. Yeah, if anybody comes in, you got a good story to tell, man, jump up here. Sean, you got any good stories? Rat? Grab a box, man. We're just chilling. Drinking our coffee, our morning coffee on the Big O Cup of Joe. Chilling.
Chilling like villains.
Gelling like Magellan.
Magellan was kind of a kooky guy, though.
I appreciate those likes. Yeah, tap on this big old honking nose here, man. Let's get these likes up. We'll get them on the For You page and get some more people in here.
Yeah, boop his snoot.
Boop, 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 boop. Got some of our regulars in here. Got Freedom Lover. We got Sean Starry. I just bought Sean Starry's book.
Nice.
This is one of like 4 or 5 that he's written. He's a published author. He's one of our hosts. He hosts one of our shows on the Paladin Network called the Freedom Garden Club.
Nice.
And he really hooked up our website. So go check it out and see what you think of that.
Talking about,
and you can find the link to purchase the book on our website.
That's right.
Yes. Also, have the prices been finally fixed on the website or no?
Scooter, I'll let you field that one. I'm gonna go take a piss.
That actually would probably move over to Sean. He's had the biggest paying attention to that and changing all that, mainly because this knuckle dragger got fucking confused on how to move shit around in there. So, Sean, are you hanging around in the comments still? You want to come up and pass the word on that? I'm gonna try to look it up right now and see if I can see it.
Because I wanted to get the Paladin Network sticker for my car, but was like, oh yeah, I love y'all and all, but I don't have that kind of money to be dishing out a few $100 for it.
Yeah, so that was me just goofing around one night, and I was trying to discover how to do it, right? So I was like, oh sure, ha ha ha, I'm gonna put this. And then when it went live, we hadn't gone back to that page and checked it out. So I remember when I first looked at it, I'm like, holy shit, oops, $85? No. So, and Sean just sent me some information for a place that actually does those stickers and stuff like that. I just don't have a price back from them, but I hopefully will get that done this week and have those ready to go out. So, but yeah, no, they're not going to be $85, brother. But it was.
But like I said, I love y'all and everything, but $85 for a sticker for my car is a bit pricey.
Oh, well, come on!
That was the first thing I saw.
Yet. If I had my VA benefits, then that wouldn't be an issue.
Freedom Lover says my daughter owns her own vinyl company, guys.
Oh, nice.
Freedom Lover actually sent me a message, and so we're kind of communicating.
Good, good.
We will see what comes.
Hey, networking, that's what part of this is all about, man.
Yeah.
We bring all of our resources to the table, to the round table. We throw it out in the middle and see what we got to work with, right?
Sean, welcome up. I will mute now.
Sean, tell us about some stuff, man.
What stuff? Oh, got me the big box.
We have
Survivor's Bible.
Sea stories is what we call it in the Navy. Just stupid stories. Maybe you got some new. Like when you were in, you get those new guys in there and the harassment to bring them into the fold type of thing. You know what I mean? Those stories. Just fucked up shit, man.
Yeah, I got one for you.
Oh, here we go.
So,
this is no shit.
This is a shit now.
You got to start out like that. That would be good, right?
So we were on. I was on USS Midway, and they were launching a lot of the aircraft strikes from the USS Midway, and we were assigned to go onto the USS Midway for special operations and stuff. And anyway, they tell us that we have to stay below deck and all this shit. Can't wander into certain areas, and which was fine. But after a couple months on the sea, guys started to get kind of stirred up, get bored and shit. And we had a couple of these Navy guys who, they were like the fucking E1 ranks or whatever. They were messing with us and shit. And so one of the guys had this idea in the middle of the night. They were going to go and where his bunk was. They took blankets and they wrapped blankets around him, kind of hold him down. And one of the guys would stick his hand down the back of his pants and rub his finger down the crack, and then he'd start rubbing it all over this guy's eyes, nose, and his mouth. Well, less than 24 hours later, this dude ends up with fucking pink eye. So, and here I was. I had to go and explain to the captain about all the fuckery that went down and asking me if I was involved in it. And I was like, no. I didn't actually find out until like the morning after they were telling me about it. And so he wanted me to go and discipline them somehow. He was talking about brig, and I was like, no, you don't want to put special operations in brigs. I said, we got a couple of missions coming up. I said, you don't want to do that. So stupid shit like that. And then one time they were running out of food, like the protein side of things, and so they called us up. They were like, hey, everybody on the deck. And we're like, oh, what's going on? And there was like a rumor that we were going to have to like walk the deck and pick up like any pieces that were on the deck, before the next plane comes up.
We call that a FOD walk down, by the way.
Yeah. So
or object damage.
we thought that's what it was. And turns out it wasn't, that there was like 2 chefs on the deck, and they're like, yeah, we're going fishing off the back. We want you guys to come with us and kind of, throw the net out, and we're going to winch up the net and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck, We get back there, and it turns out they were fishing for sea life, or like anything they can get their hands on. Like, if it was octopus, if it was, anything like tuna or whatever. And they cast that big old fucking net out back there, and then they winch it in, and then they bring up all this like sea life, like food, And so we had to help them with that, and taking them out of the net, putting them in these, like, I don't know, these plastic crates or whatever, and then they had to wheel the crates down to the mess hall, and then all the chefs down there would then take out the fish, and they start chopping them up and getting them ready for like the next meal or whatever. That was my first like big fishing experience, and I've never seen that kind of fuckery before, but that was pretty awesome.
That fuckery. That's like a new tagline that 420 Chief came up with. It's Friday, fuckery commences. I love that guy.
It's kind of like when you piss off Sergeant Major and it's raining outside and he makes you mop the concrete.
For on the ship, they have tie down points, where you put your chains to tie the aircraft down to the deck. And it looks like a little star pattern. It's like a hole in the deck. It has the bottom of it and everything, but then they like welded like a star pattern, so you put the hook up, right? If you get blown down by exhaust or something, you're supposed to grab what they call that thing. It's called a pad eye. So you grab the pad eye, and that's where we hook up so those things get full of water. And they had us out there with fucking shop vacs sucking out the water of these pad eyes. And as soon as you suck it out, it just refills. You suck it all the way out, it just refills. And we had to do that when we were washing an airplane, which sucked. Oh my God. It's dumb shit, dude.
What was the whole purpose of that? Was it just to keep you guys busy, or what?
I think it was just to fuck with us, Sean. To be honest, I have no clue what the purpose of that shit was. It was so dumb.
So during shellback initiation, you had to go blow those out with a straw.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as you said the pad eye, I'm like, evil.
I would think I think they did finally end up getting the backpacks, the leaf blowers.
Oh, yeah.
So they got a bunch of those so we could just blow the pad eyes out. Of course, they just refill. Same concept. Now you just didn't have to take that bucket of water to the side of the ship and dump it, so you could do it all over again. The fuckery, dude, was just...
Oh, anytime I messed up when I was at my unit before my team leader went special forces, this man would look at me. He goes, "You got fucked up, Private." I'm like, "Oh fuck, here we go." I'm like, "Yes, Sergeant, I fucked up, Sergeant." He goes, "You have 502 seconds to go to your room and bring me," whether it was an article of clothing or one of the things that I was issued. "And if you're not back in 502 seconds, I'll be smoking your ass." Now, here's why it was 502 seconds.
Now, wait. You've got to explain this to the civilians and the first responders in the room. He's not actually talking about smoking someone's ass.
Yeah. What that literally means is I'm going to be doing physical training and doing extra PT as a punishment.
Yeah, getting smoked.
Yeah.
Is what we called that. So, yeah, I'm going to smoke your ass.
Yeah. So there was a reason why it was so specific and why it was 502 seconds. Our unit was the 50 Deuce in Fort Campbell.
Okay.
Therefore, they gave me 502 seconds to get to my barracks room and come back. And I'm not the fastest runner. So every time I'd go back to the company with what I was asked to bring, automatically down in the front leaning rest position, hating life and praying to God that it's over soon.
Right. Ray Dykstra. This guy right here, that's Sean Starry. He's a published author. Okay. And he's one of our hosts on the Paladin Network. And he takes care of our website. Ray, meet Sean. Sean, meet Ray. Ray says that he can make those tiny homes for homeless veterans.
Oh, nice.
If so, I want to get him vetted and possibly interviewed so to put on the Paladin Network. And we may be able to help him out with his cause. Definitely want to vet him first. So, Ray, if you could shoot me your email or send Sean your email as well. And definitely add us. He takes care of our website. So we definitely want to get with you. And if for nothing else, get an interview you for one of our podcasts, or put a link to your website if you have one on ours.
We can even do like an emblem on the support page or whatever. And then I can tag and put in a link into it, so when people scroll over it, click on it, it goes right to his website, and from there people can support his efforts. So
we definitely support other veteran-owned and operated businesses, and that's the whole point of the Paladin Network. Really, is to kind of bring everybody to one hub, to one spot. You know, it's a virtual mall, I like to say. Like when you go into the mall, they've got all these different stores in the mall that are privately owned businesses and everything. But the mall is the Paladin Network. So, or if you think of it like a network like Fox or Newsmax or something like that, a network of different shows. That's what we're trying to accomplish here. So it's still in its infancy. We will have merch coming up hopefully very soon. We're looking to do for people and find a good deal for merchandise. Any of the, if you go on to our website, which is, there's a link in my bio, and you go to paladinsroundtable.com, then you can become a member for $12. And you can subscribe.
Yeah. I got some good news for you guys. So about the Paladins Roundtable network for my channel. So I just got done interviewing a ex-Amish guy who received a letter from a bishop from a very closed off Amish community. And he was offering that the Amish would go down to the southern border to do like a barn raising of putting up the walls and stuff, and they could do them in just a matter of days instead of taking weeks or months. You know, like save the government like tons of money or something. And so I did an interview with him. I do have that one up. Here's what I got coming up for the next interviews. So I have a lady who went down to the southern border wall. She's going to talk about, you know, her experience with that. And then right now I'm trying to secure an interview with the guy that's on the Republican Party who's trying to run for the New Mexico governor position. So I'm hoping to get him on and then do an interview with him and stuff. So it looks like we're going to be getting some more and more some really good, some big names anyway, on the Freedom Show podcast.
We're always open to host interviews on StreamYard for people who are interested in creating their own show or their own podcast. I know tonight at 8 o'clock, my time, Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be interviewing the saluting Marine, and he
Nice.
has written a children's book, which will be on sale in our website as well. We have 420 Chief, who is also an author. He wrote a book about the different strains of cannabis and what those are good for. Lot of good information. It's a resource. It's support. If we get enough subscribers, and you've got a VA that sucks in your area, maybe we can do a big petition to maybe, you know what I mean, bring that to the forefront and to the light, into the light, so that we can get help with that stuff like that. That's what we're all about. We're about networking. We're about bringing everyone together. It's a round table. No one sits at the head of the table. We bring our resources, we throw them in the table there, and you can pick it up.
The cool thing is on the free free information page. We have a lot of other things up there too. We're going to be adding on as we go along. This is like free resources where you can download them in a PDF format, or there's like I have 3 home security training videos up there that focuses on prevention, deterring, and defense. So it shows you exactly how to take care of it. And I've also got a few other books: The Survivor's Bible, The Ultimate Home Security, Strawberry Point, and some of the other ones on there. You can click on the links and go right to the book. You can purchase them yourself. Now, The Survivor's Bible, this is one of my greatest creations, because this is a military survival manual that's designed for civilians, because civilians don't have the training, they don't have the forefront knowledge that we do. And so that book is going to teach you how we did it in the military, like bugging in and bugging out. I have 167 bug out books, right? Just focusing on bug out. And they're all very disastrous. They don't give you the correct information, right? They don't really help you make good, sound decisions. And so I've had to take it from a military perspective. How do we bug out? One, you're not going to be carrying like freaking 85 pounds worth of garbage with you. You want to get from point A to point B as fast as you can, right? So it talks about bugging in, goes hand in hand with bugging out to your next permanent location, which is your next bugging location. So it goes in and it explains that. And as far as like bug out bags and stuff, I'm planning right now. I'm kind of in the works with somebody, actually a company, but I want to put together an actual bug out bag that's like the military uses, but it doesn't have a whole bunch of weight. You can carry it on your back. If you have to walk 12 miles, it's not going to hurt you. But the idea is that we want something to be completely effective. And that's one of the things that we're going to put in the shop network. So you don't have to sit there and scroll through Amazon and trying to figure, okay, I should get this, I should get this. You're spending like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Instead of doing that, you could just pay one set price. You've got everything that you need, and you're ready. You have that in your vehicle. You can have it in your house. So like if you're driving down the road and there's a car accident, and you need to help out doing, say, first aid, CPR or whatever, you'll have all that stuff right there. You just pull your bag and go right out to it. It's like great for first responders, but it's also going to be great for people who are getting into like prepping, homesteading, and all that kind of stuff. So, and then also it has a few military maneuver in the book. We've got reconnaissance and surveillance. We've also got escape and evade, how to escape and how to evade.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really good because if society were to go into a full-on collapse and you want to get into this whole gray man method where you want to kind of blend in with surroundings, and you want to be able to get from point A to point B without a lot of obstructions. And this is going to teach you how to do it. There's a lot of like military stuff in it as well. When you get into like doing reconnaissance, right? So one of the things I've learned over the years is that all this stuff that I've learned, I was able to apply it to my personal life, to my business life, to my personal life, to all these other things. How to source out the best information, how to, like, for example, like doing podcasts and trying to find, big name people to come onto the show, right? And so it's all about let's hold networking and kind of figuring out, how to get a hold of them and how to approach them, so to speak, and then try to bring them to the show. So some of these methods, are you can use them in your social life as well. But in the case of, if we have a full-on collapse, civilization type collapse, then you can employ these things. You can learn how to use them and apply them to your life. So, but that's one of the best seller books I have. The other one is The Ultimate Home Security. I've actually won an award for that one as the best home security book of all time. So,
One of the things that really impressed me is if you've got a bug out bag, you probably need this in here too, because it shows you in here, let me find those pictures, what type of plants and weeds that you can ingest, and
Yep.
which some of them you might need to boil, but it shows you pictures of it and everything, and stuff you can eat and stuff you probably shouldn't eat, right?
Right. See, that's I don't know if you guys ever heard of that story about these college kids. They went up into the mountains, I think in Russia, and they ran out of food. They ran out of rations. So this one kid, he remembered he's like big in the old acupuncture type stuff and eating, berries and things like this off the land. And he approached this one type of berry thinking that this was the type that he could eat. But because he didn't have any kind of a manual with him to tell him, okay, if you're going to eat this, you got to boil it. Or it may tell you, don't eat this because this is poison, right?
Yeah.
And so he ended up ingesting a bunch of it. And within 24 hours, he died on the mountain. So his friends had to cart him off the mountain just to get him to, somewhere. But he had died before then. So it's really a good idea to have that book in your hand, especially if you're bugging out.
Absolutely. Thank you, my friend, for coming on and promoting the book. I'll help you with that because I'm very pleased with my purchase, and it's got a lot of great information in there. And I do plan on buying some more of your books, of course. But you can find all these. We have, like I said, we support the veteran owned and operated type businesses. We also support, Sean. He's a veteran, prior service that actually wrote books, and we support that. There's 420 Chief, like I said before, he has a book on there. We're about to add the Saluting Marine, who wrote a children's book, and that'll be on there. What'd you say, Sean?
Yeah, I think 420 book is called Strains for Pains, and I know I'm planning on purchasing his book here. So
Absolutely. And then, of course, we'll have the merch on there. We do need some startup capital to buy the merch and then to sell it. So if you want to go on our website and subscribe, it's like $12. And then, we were trying to think about that. There's an option on there to where if you do the membership, the subscription, it's valid until we cancel it. So we're not going to cancel that anytime soon.
yeah, and we do have a gift section too. So if you want to give a gift to the Paladins Roundtable Network, you certainly can. And that's a great way to, be a part of something wonderful. I know down the road we're going to be doing like the three tier levels of memberships. So I know we talked about anyway for my show, I'm planning on taking in people who have been a part of our network, who've been part of our growth process, and doing interviews, one-on-one interviews with them, and and the other one is where, if they donate a certain amount of money, then we can give a shout out to them. We can include their picture as well. And so we're giving recognition to those who are definitely wanting to support this and be a part of something great. So
Yes, and I try to tag in all my TikTok videos. I try to tag our main audience that's been showing up since day one. If you subscribe, that's a definite way for me to tag you. We share each other's lives. We share each other's videos. It's a community that's steadily growing, and it's only going to get better. We got a lot of good ideas that we've put on paper, but we haven't actually executed these type of we've got a lot of good ideas, and we talk pretty much daily on what we want to do. Thank you, Freedom. Absolutely, that's a great. If you want to subscribe, $12. Of course, the company that we use for our website is going to take their cut. So I would ask if it's anything over 100. We already had one donation that was $100, so I would rather it be sent to an address with a check or whatever, because that's a bit of money that they take for that. So we'll send that to Mac.
we don't do donations, but we do gifts.
What's that?
I said we don't do donations, but we do gifts.
Yeah, because the legalities of it is if you call it a donation, then people can claim that on their taxes, and our LLC, we don't have the power to do something like that. So we're going to call it gifting instead of a donation. But that's just legal talk.
Yeah.
But I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll keep going as long as you guys want to be on here and everything. I know we've had some new people come in. So if you want to grab a box, we can get up here and we can tell some funny stories, whatever you want to do. We've got sea stories that we've been talking about today, which is kind of the topic to keep each other laughing. And it's a time machine. It really takes us back in the day, when things were different, an easier time, if you will. Not easier because just social climate is different. And it seems harder now just to exist in this weird society thing that's going on right now. I say easier times because not that it was easier, it was hard stuff, but
Right.
it felt better. It felt like we were actually fighting for the right things. That's what I mean by saying going back to an easier time. And misery loves company, so if we were going through that together, it really formed bonds that can't be broken. I still have contact with all my military types that on Facebook or whatever that I can show up in their hometown and they pitch me the keys to their car. Hey, go around, see everybody, come get me when you're done, and we'll go out for a drink or something. So it's good to have that, those type of, we call it extended family, don't we, Sean?
We sure do.
They really become part of our extended family. And we plan on getting back to that. We're going to do some meet and greets in the future to where we can all go out on a camping trip or something. I'm already looking at overlander packages for my Tacoma, pop a tent and, prop my feet up against close to the fireplace and grab my guitar. It's going to be fun. I can't wait, man. So much good things planned.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good things coming up down the road, and
fishing trips, yeah. Absolutely.
Between the meet and greets and just doing, all these content creators that are putting out some pretty amazing stuff, and we have more free resources up there, and this is, I believe, is going to be something that's going to steal a lot of thunder from away from a lot of other mainstream networks. So
We have, and I would like to solidify our relationship with Dave Bondi. He's a newscaster. I think he was up in Michigan, local newscaster.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he walked away from the business because they weren't letting him report what he wanted to report. They pretty much told him what he was going to say and everything. And he finally was like, you know what, I'm out. So now he's trying to fund himself and get subscriptions and stuff for his news program to where he's actually in control of what he can and cannot say. I'd love to bring him on board for like a newscasting type show. I think that would be amazing. I'm glad I found you guys. You've become part of. Oh, thank you, Freedom.
We love you too.
Yes, we do. You are family. You don't need to mail a check for the subscription. Just go ahead and do that on the website. But anything over like $100 or something, DM me. I'll get you an address to send that to. But yeah, we're looking for that startup capital so we can get the merch, so we can put the stickers on the back of you guys' car and get you a T-shirt and a hat or something. We've got designers that are pitching ideas at us, and so we're definitely looking into that because we know you guys want the merch as well. So do I. I mean, I got like All American Heroes. Got that on the back of my car. Just another veteran-owned and operated business, that supports us and that we support. One of our founders for the Paladin Network, that's his business. That's his veteran-owned and operated business. So if you want more information about that, just go to All American Heroes. Make sure you put es.org. And so that's one of the businesses. Let's see. Hell yeah, brother. Fuck yeah, dude. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and sign off, man. I've been drinking way too much coffee, and I got to get some food in my belly to soak some of this up, or I'm going to be hating it. Barrel Star. Beer steins. Oh, wouldn't that be cool?
That would be awesome.
Good ideas.
And maybe she could make the cups with content creators' logos on it. It's an idea.
There is an ideas page on our website. If you have ideas such as this.
Mm-hmm.
I know Snake Eyes has already put one on there.
Yeah, sir.
He had the idea of like the logo with the Paladin. And instead of saying Paladin's Roundtable Podcast, put like the different branches of the military and stuff on there.
There you go.
Which is a great idea. They could just be a separate sticker. Yeah.
I know we're trying to do t-shirts, hats, hoodies, cups, mugs. Who knows? Maybe we might do a bug out bag with logos on them or something like that. So that'd be kind of cool.
Some of those remove before flight flags just hanging off of a bug out bag. That'd be cool.
Yep.
Definitely. Well, guys, I'm going to go. I appreciate the panel for joining me today. Scooter, did you have any last words before we get off of here, bro? I know he's kind of listening. There we go.
I was trying to hit the button and I hit every button but the damn unmute button. I was like, good criminy sakes. No, we're in good shape on my end, and I'll just keep plugging along today. And we'll go from there.
Sounds good, buddy. Sean, you got any last words for us?
Check out the paladinsroundtable.com. And if you get a chance, make some videos about it. Tell people about it. Tell them what you like about it. The more attention that we can get to that website is we can do a lot of good for a lot of people. So
Definitely. Well, guys, I appreciate your time, and my next show will be on Wednesday at noon Eastern Standard Time. I'm hosting a Bible study called The Word, and we're in the book of Matthew. And then Friday, of course, is another episode of Big Old Cup of Joe, which you've been watching. And that's always at 10 a.m. in the morning on Mondays and Fridays. And then, of course, the Freedom Garden Club. Go ahead and give the date and time for that.
So right now I'm doing the Freedom Garden Club, kind of more of a one-on-one. I've kind of gotten away from doing it here on TikTok. For many reasons. It's because I can do more intimate one-on-one conversations, and people can go and watch them. They're free. Yeah, you can go
watch.
Right,
so you can check that out on the website then, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then, of course, Sunny Side of Freedom is another one of our shows with Sylvia. And I think it's Wednesday nights that she has ladies' night. And last Wednesday, we had a lot of good people in there that were asking questions to the ladies and bringing up dating type stuff. And, why do I keep getting ghosted from, you know what I mean? Just questions like that they can field the answers to. And so we have ladies' night. And then Friday, we have Sunny Side of Freedom Veterans Night, which she lets the veterans up in the boxes to talk. And we have some good quality entertainment, just from each other. And it's a good positive vibe. I love Syl as well. Yes, she's a fan favorite for sure from this network. We were definitely blessed to have her join our team. And we need to, if you're not following 420 Chief, please give him a follow. 420 Chief. We got to get him up above 1,000 followers so that he can go actually live. We've seen his videos. We know what he looks like and everything. But as far as just talking like this, we need to get him up there. And he has a show that's going to be coming up pretty soon as well on the website. Guys, thank you for your support. Thank you for your patriotism, and please give us a follow. The links are in my bio. I'm Timber. This has been the Big Old Cup of Joe. You guys have a blessed one.
Take care, brother.
Take care.